Morning, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world, and welcome to another community call. This is November. Many of these been so far. In November, it's been a pretty crazy day for us all, I'm sure. If you've been up to date, the US elections have happened. Bitcoin and the crypto market's gone crazy in the last 24 hours. It's definitely an interesting day for sure, but we thank you for tuning in and joining us here on our community call. We've got a few big announcements to share with you all. So stay tuned and we'll get to those very shortly. As always, if you have any questions or any comments, anything you want to point out or ask, use the comment section. I'm seeing them, I can see them there, and we'll be answering them as we go through the community call today. But let's dive right into it with our first kind of topic, which is, of course, you would have seen our AI series recently. We've been doing a lot of articles and blog posts about AI, about certain aspects of AI. And I hope you've been finding it interesting. AI is certainly a transformative thing around the world. And there's been some interesting developments. Of course, our last article was about RAGs and how they make AI smarter. And of course, most recently, function calling. So if you haven't read those already, it might be worth going in and checking those articles out. They're interesting to learn. They're quite easy to understand. And they kind of make something that's kind of complex and difficult to understand easier to understand. So I'll just share a link to where they are now. Let me just quickly find them so you can have a read them yourself. Here's the one for function calling, and here is the one for RAGs. Let me just quickly find that. Here we are. Excellent. So make sure you read those articles in your spare time. They're interesting to read, and hopefully you might learn something off them. But today we're going to extend our work into AI, and this is a big announcement that we want to share with the community today with a new feature that we've been building, and we're calling it the SubQuery AI app framework. This is a new framework that we've been working on for the last month or two, designed specifically to help developers out there build decentralized and intelligent applications faster and easier. This is a brand new thing. It's just came out, and you should check it out if you're interested in building applications. Essentially, it allows you to build, deploy, and run production AI applications on the SubQuery network in a trusted and more decentralized environment. AI apps are kind of self-contained applications that use AI, use large language models, that you can use to power your intelligent applications. They're sandboxed to run it, and they're very easy to build with this framework. We're going to go through a bit of how to build with them, but the documentation has just gone live as well, so you can try building it out today. If you want to look at the documentation, take a look at it here. I'll put the link in the comment, and we'll kind of go through that as we go through. So, for example, what is an AI app? Well, an AI app is kind of anything, right? It can be, we've got a good example of our own AI app. So if you now go to our Network Explorer, which is app.subquery.network, at the bottom right of Network Explorer, there is now a chatbot that you can chat to. You can ask it about anything around the network. So how to delegate, what your APY is, for example, in this question. I've asked it, what is my APY, the last error? And it will be able to provide you information back. This is a great example of an AI app that can be used to help users navigate your Web3 applications, and can provide information back to your users in a better way. Another good example is on our documentation today. If you want to go to our documentation, you can ask the AI for any simple questions. So I've asked it here to tell me a bit more about factory contacts or indexing factory contacts, which is a common use case that developers have. And it'll provide you detailed documentation and links to the documentation where you can find out how to do this. So these are two great examples of AI applications built using the SubQuery AI app framework that you can try out today. They've just gone live. We'll be working on improving them soon, but this is a good example of how they work. So the AI app framework is a very powerful tool. Essentially, it allows you to build anything you want, and it is decentralized by design. It's designed so that when you build an AI app using the AI app framework, you can decentralize it and run it on a decentralized network like the SubQuery network. It's very easy and user-friendly to build. we've been working on it as a team, and it's pretty straightforward. There's quick start guides that we have in our documentation already, but it's also very powerful. So it works with the latest large language models. It supports some pretty advanced features like RAG support. RAG support means you can provide more interesting knowledge. So RAGs are like data sets or context to your AI. And it means your AI can employ domain-specific knowledge more efficiently. So for example, you could provide, or we have provided the entire documentation to our AI app. And that means it's an expert now in building and developing with SubQuery. That's the kind of context you can give it with RAGs. It also has other features like function tooling. So you can extend your AI app to actually do stuff. Function tooling allows your apps to do stuff or connect to stuff. So for example, a function could be to retrieve balances from a blockchain. It could be to update another service, like send data somewhere. It could be to retrieve data live from the internet, like get the current weather or the current price of an asset, for example, Bitcoin. This means you have rich integrations with anything else out there, and function tooling is pretty exciting, pretty powerful. And it's very easy to develop using TypeScript. Now you can choose your own model. We support any Llama model right now. Llama 3B is one of the biggest open source models out there, but there are many others that work with the Llama kind of framework. And you can use any model that you want, as long as it's compatible with Llama at the moment. And of course, it's easy to integrate with your applications. Everyone that builds with AI right now is using the OpenAI API. It's a way that your front ends can talk to the AI, and it's industry-specific, industry-wide standard. Means it's easy to integrate with other front ends or other chatbots or anything else built on top of AI. So the AI app framework is very easy to use. It's very simple, but it's also very powerful. So what could you build for it, for example? Now I've shown you like a customer support bot. You would have seen the example that I shared with the documentation. It is trained on all of our documentation. It's an expert in SubQuery, but it could be used to help your customers of your application. So for example, if you build a decentralized exchange, it could provide information about how to get help for certain things. If you're building a wallet, for example, it could be an assistant for your wallet. So a good example would be helping users understand the tokens that they have in their wallet. They can use function tools to retrieve information about their wallet and guide them through the process of managing these assets. So for example, where they might trade them or bridge them or swap them, the history of that asset, for example, what is Mooding these days? The user could ask, how do I convert Mooding from to ETH or to USDT? And it would give them maybe some dexes that they could use and help them and guide them through that process. Content moderation is another one. So a lot of social networks have troubles with content moderations, especially decentralized ones. So you could offload that to AI. The AI could be trained to moderate content by identifying spam or kind of like hurtful or harmful content, and use function tools to kind of disable things, for example, or flag them. We know that a lot of Web3 organizations have issues with governance participation. AI could be used and harnessed using the AI framework to understand every proposal being made on chain, to read it and summarize it, and help users make informed voting decisions and better participate in decentralized governance. And finally, another example is dynamic pricing models, for example. You can analyze demand and supply in real time. You can adjust prices of tokens or NFTs dynamically based on user metrics or market trends in the real world. So AI is very powerful, can be used to do a lot. And with the SubQuery AI app framework, you can do this now in a decentralized way. And it's very easy to build with the AI app framework. So if you want to try it out, the best place to do is to go on and check out documentation. So it's available today. I'll just quickly show you our documentation. Let me share a tab. You can, for example, let me bring up the docs. In our documentation here, there's now an AI app framework section. You can go and have a look at that, and it has everything you need to build with AI apps. So for example, we've got a great example here, which is a very easy greeter. This AI app talks to a user, and it greets the user in the strangest possible way. So you ask the user's name first, and then it will like provide a funny joke or something to them. It's a very simple and silly example, But it's a great example that uses AI to do something back, right? It's very basic. But then you can extend it function tooling to do functions, to submit data, to like manipulate data. It's very easy to use. So the documentation is live. This is now in beta. You can run it yourself. You can try it out. Give it a go and let us know what you think. We'll be on a Discord supporting teams. We've got a lot of teams already trying it out already. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what teams build with the AI app framework. And of course, soon it'll be able to be run on the SubQuery network. We've built these so they're self-contained, so that they can be easily decentralized. So try it out today. I've just shared the link to the docs in the comments section here, and let us know what you think. So another thing, we've now hit a milestone, 230 supported networks. I mean, it wasn't just that long ago that we just passed 200. Now we're at to 230. We expect to get a bunch more, especially next week, because we'll be in DevCon. And every time we go to a conference, we talk to a bunch of new networks and they want us to add support. Some of the more notable ones that we supported last month, we supported Unichain. Unichain is a massive new chain built by the Uniswap team or the Uniswap Foundation. And it's been used by them. And SubQuery was one of the first indexes to support Unichain. We worked very closely with their team to help that come true. We also support Cross Finance, Nibiru, Asset Chain, and Ontology. These are just 6 or 5 of the new networks that we've added support for in the last month, and there are a few more as well. We're getting new customers still. Every month we get more and more new customers. Here's a great quote from a new one called Battlemon, who's building a game. One of our favorite things about SubQuery is how flexible it is. Before adopting SubQuery, we relied on the graph and alchemy. However, SubQuery has significantly streamlined our operations with its multi-chain support and the ease of development using GraphQL. Its flexibility allows us to efficiently handle complex data interactions across multiple chains, making it the ideal solution for Battlemon's evolving ecosystem. They are particularly excited about a multi-chain performance. And as you can see, they've been stoked to be working with us. Another new partner that we've worked with is Traceye. Now, Traceye is a hosting platform. It is built by the team at Zeev, which is a big RPC provider. And it just gives our developers more choice for where to host their SubQuery projects, while still taking advantage of SubQuery's ultra-fast indexing. So you can use a managed service, you can use a network, you can use Traceye, and of course, you can still host it yourself on your own computer or cloud provider. We've been expanding our RPC services recently with a new one from Darwinia. Darwinia is an EVM and substrate-based chain. We've been working with Darwinia for some time, and they have funded a public RPC on the SubQuery network, which you can access as well. It's another one of our networks. I think we've got like 12 or so public RPCs live in our network, and the number of requests that we get every week is expanding and growing as more people start using SubQuery's RPCs. They're fast, they're efficient, and they're decentralized. Now, another new big thing we had last month is we launched our new network, our new website, sorry. And our new website, it looks pretty cool, actually. Check it out here. I'll just share my screen. It's a really cool website. It's got a lot of fantastic animations, graphics. We really went hard into the flower patterns here. You can see a bunch of information. It looks really good. So if you haven't seen it already, check out our website. I'm very proud of how it's come out. It's got everything you need on there. So for example, you can read about our new AI apps on it, which is just launched today. And you can read about anything you want. So our new website's live. Let us know what you think. It's come a long way. And we like the design. It looks pretty cool. What do you think about it? There's everything you need here on our new website. It's always good to update the website every so often. In terms of updating about our network, we're now to the 37th week of the mainnet. And you can see things are still growing. The number of node operators has hit an all-time high of 44 node operators. Number of delegators is still high, especially after our frenzy campaign concluded last week, or a couple weeks back. The boosted SubQuery tokens is also increasing. But we're also seeing a very high APY rate still for delegators, 17%. That's higher than most of the networks. If you look at networks like Lava or Pocket, the delegation APY is much lower. So it's a good opportunity for delegators. But it also remains a good opportunity for node operators. APY for node operators, the annual percentage yield for node operators is still an average or median of 131%, which is massive. So you're doubling your money, more than doubling your tokens over a year of operation. So we're happy with the metrics as we've seen fit so far. Now I'm going to bring Brittany on to talk about the summer delegation frenzy. Brittany, how are you going?
Good, thanks, James. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. So our Summer Delegation Frenzy campaign, that was our recent big campaign. It lasted about 3 months, or exactly 3 months, I think. And it was all about celebrating and encouraging our delegators in the SubQuery network. And just a reminder for anyone that might be new here, the delegators and the active delegation is about staking your SQT tokens to earn rewards in the form of more SQT tokens. Staking those tokens or delegating those tokens on your favorite node operator in the SubQuery network. So the campaign was a great success. We were super excited. We had a lot of fun. It entailed a bunch of challenges for delegators to complete around delegating their tokens in a certain way or across certain node operators. So we had about over 6,000 people who got involved. And as of the last era in the campaign, which was era 35, we had over 167 million SQT delegated, and we had rewarded over 2.7 million SQT just in delegation rewards. So the awesome thing about that campaign was, yes, by getting involved, you were going to earn a share of the rewards that would be sent out or distributed at the end, but also just by delegating, you're earning rewards. So it really was a win-win. You're earning rewards just for delegating, and then at the end of the campaign, by taking part and completing challenges, you also earn rewards that way. So for anyone that hasn't delegated yet and maybe you missed out on the campaign, it's not too late. Jump onto the SubQuery network, go through our docs, although you could almost do it without docs. It's a really intuitive, straightforward process, and delegate your SQT to earn rewards on that. And for anyone that was in the campaign and has received their rewards, and maybe you're thinking, okay, like it's over. Well, it's not over. You're still going to keep earning rewards. So keep that SQT there. If you got some SQT that you've claimed through the reward distribution, go claim that SQT and delegate it again, increase your APY, increase those SQT rewards that you're receiving. And just finally, the highest score was over 43,000, 43 million, thanks James, points. So that was an incredible score. That person completed a bunch of challenges and would have earned a really nice share of the rewards payout. Cool, you can jump to the next slide now, James. So yeah, alongside the delegation campaign, there's always lots of opportunity for rewards in the community. So we also ran a sprint on Zealy alongside the campaign, where again, there was a bunch of rewards paid out. So we had our top 5 winners, and that was just the top 5 on the Zealy leaderboard. And then we chose 10 random winners as well to receive, I think it was $100 worth of SQT off the top of my head. And you can see there's a few people there in red boxes that we just need to get in touch with. We want to make sure your wallet address is correct. We can use one that you have linked to Zealy, but we know some people use those only for campaign stuff, or it's an old wallet that you linked a year ago when you joined our Zealy. So we'd rather just check and make sure it's also the right address to receive SQT on base, so you can go and delegate it straight away. So yeah, those last 5 people, DM Nick on Discord so that he can arrange to get you that SQT sent out to you. But yeah, well done to everyone that did the Zealy sprint alongside, and especially our top 5 winners. It's an incredible job there. Which leads me to our next Zealy sprint, which we're really excited about. It's going to be starting this Monday, 11th of November. And it's called our Naughty or Nice sprint. It's in celebration of Christmas is coming up, my favorite time of the year. So, I'm going to do a sprint that celebrates this. And the really important thing is opting in to the sprint. So it starts on Monday, but you and all your friends should opt in right now, because the way it's going to work, we'll explain a little bit on the next slide. So everyone that opts in is who's taking part in the sprint. You can opt in midway through the sprint as well, of course, but the way it's going to work is that for 30 days from Monday, there's going to be a new quest released each day just for 24 hours. The quest is just a question and answer. So one question you need to answer every day and for 30 days. So like I say, you want to opt in now, you want to be paying attention from Monday to be able to get all 30 questions. And the twist, which is where the naughty and nice aspect comes in, is that only some people will know the question. And what I mean by that is each day, 3 people who are taking part in the sprint will be added to a private channel on Discord. I will then share the question of the day on Discord, and that will tell you what you need to enter into Zeely. So for example, the question might be, what's 5 plus 5? Now you know what needs to be entered into Zeely is 10. That's your answer. So only those 3 people are going to know the question. They can then choose whether to be naughty or nice. If they choose to be naughty, they know the answer is 10. They'll go enter it in Zeely and they're not sharing it with anyone else, and they're going to get ahead in the sprint. But if they choose to be nice, they can share the question on the general channel. If you're not sure of the answer, you can all work together and come to get the answer together. And that's obviously taking the nice route. So each day, only 3 people will be added, and there'll be 3 new people each day. And you have 3 separate people's chance to be naughty or nice. 2 of them could be naughty. It only takes 1 to be nice and share the question with you on the general channel, and then you'll have the answer. So hopefully that makes sense. On to the next slide, we have our dates, which is that it starts on Monday and runs for 30 days. So it will end on Tuesday the 10th. It's going to be 1 question every single day, 1 quest to complete every single day for 30 days. So you want to check back on the Discord every day. Hopefully someone's been nice and shared the question with you. And the prizes at the very end, the top 5 will receive 100 USDT. So all you have to do is answer 30 questions, jump onto the Discord, have some fun, and you will be in to win 100 USDT. Hopefully the community is nice for you to be able to do that. And if we do have more than 5 winners, more than 5 people got all 30 questions, for example, we'll choose 5 randomly out of the top 5. But hopefully it'll be nice and clear cut for us. And then just to encourage people to be a little bit nice, we'll also randomly select 2 people who chose to be nice, chose to share the question somewhere along the way. It'll be a random selection who will receive 50 USDT as well. So it might pay off to be nice, but it might pay off to be naughty and keep the question to yourself and get ahead in the sprint. So that will be up to those chosen people each day to decide whether they're feeling cheeky or generous. So James or Nick has just shared the quest for the opt-in quest on the chat. So click on there. If you're not already part of our quest board or you're not already signed up to Zeely, get that done. All you need to do is literally answer, yes, I'm opting in. And that means you might be chosen as one of the first people to be naughty or nice, and you're part of the sprint. So go opt in now. It's going to be a lot of fun, and make sure you're jumping into Discord every day, having a chat. Some of the questions you might need to work together to find out the answer as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited for this one. And just finally, on some of the community side, the SubQuery member of the month is Relax. I'm sure anyone that's in our Discord will be familiar with Relax. They're always popping up, helping people, challenging us sometimes, like we mentioned, but they've been with us for a long, long time now, always want the best for SubQuery and the best for the community. They're in there almost every day, chatting with people and just contributing to a great community. atmosphere. So thank you, Relax, for everything. And we've got 100 USD and SQT tokens for you. So get in touch with Nick, or Nick will get in touch with you just to confirm your wallet address for those SQT, and we will arrange your reward as soon as possible. So congrats. And I think that takes us to some event stuff. James mentioned DevCon, so I'll pass it back over to James, who's in the lovely Bangkok.
Do you think most people will be naughty or nice this month, Brittany?
I think we got a pretty nice community, but I hope there's one day that everyone's naughty. I think that'll be a wild day, but I reckon everyone's pretty nice in our community.
It's an interesting social experiment, of course.
Yeah, it is.
So as Brittany mentioned, we've got an upcoming event. Sub-Zero is coming up. We have a big week of events coming up actually next week. I'm in Bangkok, and we'll also have Marta joining. She is a judge for a hackathon next week, but she's also doing a presentation at Sub-Zero Reset in Bangkok this weekend on Sunday, using multi-chain indexes in your dApps. But there'll be 3 team members here next week in Bangkok. If you are around for DevCon, I'm sure many of you might be, keep an eye out for us. There's 3 of us here. Myself, of course, Marta, and Amini, who many of you might have met and seen. She'll also be joining us in person. She does a lot of outreach to our customers. So she'll be looking forward to meeting many of the customers that she works with and talks to in person. So again, if you're coming to DevCon, reach out to us. Looking forward to meeting you in person. It's going to be a crazy week. I know there's almost, I've got a spreadsheet looking at right now of over 800 side events at DevCon. Everything from pool parties, networking events, hackathons, specific ecosystem events, and also some events like durians where they all eat durians, and Durian DAO is showing up in force. So there's a bit of everything at DevCon. It's going to be a crazy week. Wish us all luck getting through it. And that brings me to the Zealy code word for those who are listening. Zealy code word for this month's community call is DevCon 2024. See you there next week. And finally, there's a few kind of comments and questions in the comment section. It's always interesting to see what people talk about. Nick Slayer makes a good point that we are embracing the future with AI. That's absolutely right. We're leaning heavily into AI. The SubQuery network, we've spent a long time building a scalable, decentralized network, and we want to provide tools for developers that they can use. And AI is a natural place for us to provide tooling and hosting options for people, because we think a lot of people will be building applications on top of AI coming out soon. And so that's why we're putting a lot of focus on. As always, if you are wanting to get in contact with us, join our Discord. The invite link is there. We'll be there for the rest of the day and every day from here on out, answering community questions and whatnot. If you try out the AI app framework, please let us know. Message us in Discord. We're happy to give you help. We're interested to hear what you're building. We're happy to support you in any way. Of course, connect and follow us on Twitter or X. Check out our blog. But as always, it's been great to talk to you on the community call. And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to wherever you are in the world. Thanks for joining this call, and see you next month.